turn the world over to women. Let women take leadership. Let women be the leader of every country on earth. I don't see any other way.
But you're so right. But the truth is right there.
We have some serious things to talk about still, but doesn't matter. We're still living on the bright side. You know?
Ziggy, my friend. It is so good to see you again.
Bless.
Thank you. So where you been brought me to?
Crossroads, vegan food.
Let's eat this. Let's do it. All right, well, Ziggy, thanks for bringing me here because I've heard this is your spot. So tell me, like, why Crossroads? What do you love about this place?
When you're feeling in a vegan mood, like, you know, you want some real food, good food, live food, this is where I would come, you know. This is the only place I know.
How long have you been vegan? Has this been like a long time?
No, I'm a vegan part-time.
A part-time? And when you think about it, when you want to be healthy.
Yeah. No, I'm healthy all the time.
Okay.
But I'm vegan part-time. Sometimes you really have to change up your what's going on inside of your body. And vegan are the most natural way to really do it. We really meant to eat vegetarian diet.
So I gotta take that from you now. I'm gonna be like, I'm part-time vegan.
Yeah, you have to,
you know what I mean?
You gotta be.
That's a nice way to put it.
You gotta be.
And let's talk about this new music, man, BrightSide.
Racism is a killer.
I love that you're putting the album out, obviously, on Record Store Day and performing, and then also doing the digital release later. Why was that important to you?
Well, I have affinity to like how I saw music being made when I was younger, you know, from my father's days and his generation. I grew up around that. I grew up around seeing records being manufactured, vinyl, from the conception to the final product. That process and the quality and the discipline that is behind it. So I wanted to kind of approach this record in that way. I wanted to make it for vinyl. I want to approach it how we used to make vinyl. It's slightly different than how people approach music today, you know. It's a much more expensive process. Today, more cheaper if you don't do all of that stuff that makes it what it's supposed to be. It's easier and cheaper and faster. But we do it the slow way. You know, we take our time. When I cook some food, you know, the slow cooking the food. Tastes better.
It does taste better when you slow cook. You're right about that, my friend. And I have to ask you, even before we jump into BrightSide, now you got me thinking about vinyls. Like, what's the most important vinyl in your collection? Like, I can imagine you got a sick collection.
No, listen, the most important vinyl is the first vinyl I bought. Thriller.
Yes.
Thriller, bro.
You have the original Thriller?
Yeah, Thriller, yeah, from I was a teenager.
Wow.
From I was a teenager, so that is etched into me, because the first time I had my own money, and I go to the record store and buy a record. And I bought a record player too, and it was a big day.
That's insane, man. I'm sure that's like $1,000 on eBay or something right now. You've said about this record, though, that this is one of the first times that you've explored like a lot of ups and downs emotionally.
Yeah,
like,
true.
And being personal on this. So what was like the catalyst in your life that you felt like, I really want to be extremely honest on this project?
Well, it over time it happened. It wasn't like a moment of, oh yeah, I really want to be honest. It just, I was writing songs, expressing myself. You know, within a few years been through some stuff, you know, family stuff, and just I was on the set of my father's movie, and you know, understanding some other deeper things, and also getting some creativity, some sparks of creativity being on a movie set too. So it over time, but then one day, because I didn't know why I was writing those songs, I didn't have like a definition for the songs I'd written, but one day I was really feeling like shit, you know, and I was like, why let the world trouble me? Because the world is oppressive. The world, how the state of the world is oppressive.
Very much so.
You understand me? So, and that is the battle see. The battle is how we free our mind from that oppression. Because that is the real battle, is when them get we so down that we can't see a way out. That is where that battle is being fought. And I was feeling down, you know, because of what was going on in the world and everything else. And I was like, hey, why let the world trouble me, man? Shit, come on, bro. You know, like, take a break, you know, free, you know, you gotta party sometime and just forget what's going on, you know, you have to have a good time sometime. So when I wrote that song, it really actually helped me come out of that funk I was in. It really, and every time when I was writing it, every time I would start, like, you know, making lyrics and going through it, it just lifted me. And every time I listen, it lifted me. Even now it lifts me. When I wrote that song, I was like, oh, this album is steering me in that direction of like, it's my emotional, mental state. I'm expressing and trying to find a way out of this funk, you know what I say? So that song kind of pointed like, oh, this is what it's about, you know.
I mean, I love that you say like, you know, all this going on in the world and you're able to like go and write that music. And I'm like, whole time I'm like, I wish I was talented enough to write myself out of this world. And I mean, when you go and put these tracks together, you're going through this personal emotion, like which song do you feel like on this project kind of encapsulated all of that the most?
Well, let me say this. So that is why you're not writing those songs, I am, right? But I'm sharing them with you. So that is what we are. We are family. So that you don't have to write them. You doing something else. You know, you find another route, but we all have our purpose in life. We all have a purpose in life. Just find it and know, so this is my purpose. You know, I tell someone, they ask me like, you know, if me have like, you know, the shadow of my father, I feel competitive or whatever. I'm gonna tell them, say, well, listen, the ear is not meant to do what the tongue does, but it's still, everything play a part. We're not supposed to be doing the same thing, but the heart play a part, the lung, the ears, the eyes, the nose. You know what I say? So just play your part. Do your part and we'll be fine, you know? But for this album, the song really BrightSide, the title track, BrightSide. Because I'm proud, I'm happy, and I'm boastful that I live on the bright side. Like, you can't try and make me feel bad because me live on the bright side.
Yes. I love that energy though,
try,
man.
Like,
I love it.
Look, he's living on the bright side.
And I mean, you got to carry that energy with you these days, man, 100%.
True.
And I love that you talked about the movie a little bit because that's the last time we chatted.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, since then and after, like, the dust has settled from that experience, like, what do you feel like you learned the most that you kind of brought into this recording process?
For make the music, we have a visual. At least for me. It's not just, you know, oral, it's visual too. It's feeling, and it's feeling too. You know, being on the movie set, I mean, as a creative person, there wasn't any specific, like, oh yeah, that. But I think the whole experience, it feeds my consciousness and give me ideas and it give me new ways to feel things and to understand things. Because it's the art same way. And it's my first experience of it. So overall, it just gave me a different perspective and I went into this album using all of that experience for make the music. And it happened very naturally too, because you don't have to like think about it too much, you know?
Do you find that it's more fun or different to think about visuals in that kind of part of your life than the music part?
No, I feel like it just fulfills the whole emotional journey of what the music's supposed to feel like and what you're saying in the song, you know? Because I feel when I sing these songs, it's emotional, you know? I still feel emotion singing them. This is one of the only albums of mine that I play and listen to not as the person that made it.
Ah, you can feel it as the listener.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's a dope. That's a
so
dope.
man, yeah, me like it.
I kind of like. This is a good artist right here. I need to go check out one of his shows. It looks like we got some food that just got here as well, though.
Hey.
Oh man. So you got to tell me a little bit about what did you order here?
What my order is a little bowl, you know, with some tofu and cauliflower and some rice and some raw vegetable, you know, some beans and brown rice. Yeah,
nice little part-time vegan meal.
This is a regular meal, though.
Okay, you do this anyway.
This is a regular thing, because we eat vegetable and thing like this, you know, every time. Yeah, a regular meal.
Well, definitely dig in, take your time. I have heard great things about these impossible like cigars. I'm excited to try the food. But as we normally get the food, I like to say the next part of the conversation, we'll go back to the music, but we'll have a little discourse over the food, just to talk about some random stuff. And one of the things I want to first talk to you about is definitely the F1 situation. So are you a F1 fan?
Oh, F1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I became one. When I met this youth, when I met Daniel, this young rider came to one of the shows in North Carolina. We go do a concert, and them said, this kid out there, he wants to meet you. I mean, I'm a sports guy, I like sports. I used to watch some of the F1, but the NASCAR stuff. I love sports. I watch all type of sports. But when I met Daniel, like I met an actual young youth that was like driving, and we talk about, you know, the car and the engine and the thing and how fast you go and all them type of thing that interest me. So I kind of get more interested now, you know, so I'm deeper in it now, you know.
And what about the World Cup? You talked about sports.
Yes.
So who are you rooting for? Are you going to be at the World Cup? I feel like you're the kind of guy that can probably get like, you know, sideline seats to watch the game. So are you planning to go?
Yeah, we have some dreams, you know. I dream to go. Yes, I dream to. And we can fulfill our dreams.
Are you going to be rooting for Jamaica?
Yeah, man, if Jamaica, of course, if Jamaica in it. Yeah, man, we're trying to make it right now. Hopefully we can make it. But we have an under-17 team too, a younger team that's in the Youth World Cup. Them bad. Them better than the adult team. So watch out for the next generation, you know.
Gotta try. Maybe find a different way, but you gotta try.
And I want to talk to you about Yo Gabba Gabba Land. What's your favorite part of like that whole filming experience, and how was it like behind the scenes?
My favorite part is just I can be a child. I can be like, wow, and this is how it's made too. Seeing how things are made fascinate me. You know what I say? Really and truly, I'm a playful youth. I'm a kid.
You said video games, so now you talk to me about your 9-year-old. Like, what games are you guys playing?
Oh, yo, him love, we're very competitive on the FIFA. Him beat me. It's hard to beat him. This little 9-year-old kid, yeah, beat me.
I love that y'all connect on the whole like World Cup and soccer and everything.
Man, him love soccer, man. Him love it.
That's incredible. And you talk about you like sports. You also like riding a motorcycle, which, dude, that scares me so much. I can't even imagine what that's like. But how often do you ride the motorcycle? Like, how freeing is that for you?
Well, less now still, but, you know, as I said, I love sports and, you know, as young kids, you want to try every little thing, sporty and try everything. Bikes it take focus. It really is a thing what I feel like, again, is an experience. Like, just like being on a movie set or riding a bike give me another experience that I can use within my life. Because you really have to focus and you have to look ahead. You have to see what's happening before it happens when you ride. You can't wait till it happens. So those things is life lessons. So that's why I'm really like riding a bike, because really, it trained my mind. It's training my mind. You know, it's training my mental, you know, electricity or whatever I'm calling it.
Sitting next to you is like constantly learning. I feel like I'm going to walk away from this meal not only full but knowledgeable as well. So I'm going to take all of this to myself.
Yeah,
but I mean, you talked about like looking ahead and how you have to kind of like judge when you're riding that motorcycle. How would you apply that musically? Like, when you're looking ahead, you're recording your project. Like, what do you see and how do you carry yourself?
Well, how we do this, like for this album example, I do demos first, right? And I'm doing everything. I'm playing bass. I'm not great at everything, but I'm the idea and the feel of what I'm putting down. But I'm also looking forward to what it's supposed to be eventually, because I know in my mind what I want it to be, but it's not there yet. You understand? So that is how the looking forward come, because the vision to see where you want to be, but where you are, you're not there yet, but you know, say eventually you're gonna get there. And you're not gonna compromise what the vision is, because when you do a demo, when you write a song for the first time or put it down, it really have a feeling where you wish one day that I might release those, because those are the original. When I go in the studio with the musicians now, we use the demos, but we're trying to move forward still. We're not trying to just recreate what I did, because it's not where it's supposed to be, you know. So it's still a creative process, and we try, you know, get inspired and just build on that. But that's how we look forward when we're doing the music, from the demo to where we want it to be. Not only where we want it to be, but how we want it to make us, what we feel from it. How do I want it to make me feel? That's a very important part of this record, where I focus on how the music make me feel. All the experience from the past, I kind of put in on this record, where I am today with all the knowledge.
And you talk about how it makes you feel. Like, you also recorded this in like 440 hertz. Am I saying that right?
No, 432.
432 hertz is what you're recording, but it's normally 440.
Yes.
Correct. So explain that to me, what that means and how it changed the feel of your recording process.
Like, standard tuning is 440 hertz. Like, when you listen to music, everybody's like at 440 hertz. That's everybody. Most music here is tuned to that. But I was always searching for something. During that search, I come upon the idea of 432 hertz. I've read something about it, and it's been years. I've been like, this is not just like something that's happened now. I've been like, it's in my consciousness for years. You talk about looking forward, you know, it's always been there. And now it eventually come true, where, you know, I research it. I like what I read about, Google said about it, you know.
I love that you're like, wait, Google, what's going on? Tell me about this.
I like what Google said. You know, Google said it's a meditate, and it's more to our human frequency, because we're all vibrating on frequencies. So 432 is closer to the human frequency. So I said, all right, let me try this out. But first, I want to try it out live. So one day the band came into the rehearsal, and I was like, yo, everybody tune to 432. We're like, what? Everybody like, oh, my tuner don't do that, my disc don't do that. I say, yeah.
Y'all will figure it out.
Make it happen, yeah. So I start to show them in 432, you know, for like a year now. And for me, I like how it feels. For me, personally. I don't know how everybody else feel about it, but I know how I feel about it. And I like it, you know. And sometimes when you create for so long, it's always good to try something new, because it sparks different things in you. You know, like being on the movie sets is new, it sparks something. Trying a new frequency, you're hearing things differently, it spark another, like, it brings things out of you that you wouldn't be doing if it's just what you normally do. It's a musical exploration, and I think from now on, I'm only doing music in 432.
Nice, it changed you that much?
Yeah, I'm never doing 440.
The human frequency. Now I'm gonna be asking people that too. I'm like, hey, excuse me, you got 432? Not messing with it. Don't want it, don't want it. And then also with this project, I feel like that recently is been one of the first times you've like done songs about your dad as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the good Lord bless his soul.
Talk to me about Mourning for Bob and like what it is to like write songs where you have him in mind.
Yeah, that song, interesting song. I don't know why I wrote that song. I don't understand where that song came from. Honestly, I don't. I think I was trying to tell a story. I don't know what sparked me to even go there. Cause I don't think it was like, oh yeah, on this album let me write a song for my father or something like that. But what I can tell you is when I was doing this, when I was in the studio doing my demos by myself, and I do this song, I said to myself, it feel like in some way to me, and this is a part of me kind of trying to be open and truthful, you know? Because not everything I like, something I like to hide, you know? But some, like right now in time, I say, let me tell people, let me see how you feel about this. So during this song, I actually felt like, I said to myself, yeah, my father could be singing this song. Like this could be coming from him. This could be him singing this song. This could be his.
That's crazy.
And I felt,
process that.
Yeah, I feel like I said, no, because when I sing it, sometimes I feel like it's his voice coming into this. He's a part of that song. It's not just me singing about him. There's something else. Yeah, there's something else going on in that song. And my brother Steve come on and help me produce the whole record too. So, so we have that connection, you know. Yeah. That's
so incredible. And I mean, like, do you share this stuff with your family, like during the recording process, or do they hear it with the rest of us?
Yeah, let me hear it just.
That's crazy, because I was wondering if they were opinionated.
Share that stuff. Because I don't know, you know, I really like. I don't really.
Even the kids, family, nobody.
No, usually nobody. Yeah.
That's really cool. And I mean, also I feel like with this process of this album, you talked about the vinyl pressing and that part of it. So from beginning, from concept to the end, do you feel like that's the goal is just to like create this like experience that people can listen to and get on the like same hertz, the same vinyl, like all this stuff?
Yeah. It's something new in terms of even the hertz, in terms of like marketing or putting out there that this is this hertz, we're in this hertz, people. It's a different hertz than what you're used to. What you're listening out there this is a different frequency. So I like the idea that people can start check out that frequency, because it matters. The frequency matters. Frequency affects us. Frequency is a weapon, frequency is a tool. So the frequency matters. So wouldn't mind like a lot of artists check out that, and maybe for the whole music world, say, you know, we're going to 430 Earth from now on. Change something in the world, you know what I mean? Like make a change, man, come on. We've been at this frequency for too long, and what's happening, you know?
And I mean, let's talk about how long we've been at this. You talk about your legacy 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Love is my religion.
Love is my religion.
20 years. That's an incredible career. Since that project, what do you feel like you've learned and has changed as much from that then to now?
I keep learning more patience and more patience, and having faith in that patience. Because even though I've been through it before, like every time it happened to me, I might freak out for a second. Like shit, I can't find it. You know? Like, and then remember, bro, come on, bro. You've been here before, and you know why it comes. You can't force it, you can't chase it. And it comes, and it actually, I've experienced it. And this record is a testament to something that, I don't know, maybe you can't say you can't explain it, but something else. Because I don't understand it. I really don't understand how it works. I don't understand how my mind works and how it happens. I mean, some things we have to work at, but some, I don't know, bro. Like everything there, you know?
Listen, you just be on the bright side and it just happens, you know? It's not for all of us. Like you said, different people have different skills. You happen to just be able to create.
Open mind. I think open-mindedness is a key to it, and loving heart. I think if you have an open mind and a loving heart, stuff kind of fall into place, and the world operates different with people who have open mind and loving heart than it does for people who have closed mind and a heart that is, you know, not in the right place. You know what I say, in terms of humanity and love. It's a different frequency that we operate on again. So yeah, I think that affect everything, you know, your mind and your heart, you know, yeah.
And I mean, obviously that's positive. You talk about the bright side, you talk about
Yeah.
open mind, open heart. But then, as you've said, the world is not in a great place right now. You have a song on the project, Racism is a Killer.
Yeah.
The doctor's diagnosis, everything's gonna be alright.
Talk about creating that song and how was it to navigate kind of this like social climate of what we're going through musically?
Yeah, Racism is a Killer. Tell you the truth, when the George Floyd thing happened, right? Like at the first I really see it, like see it for myself live with my eye. Like look on that. I've never seen that before. Like look on
all
that.
of us.
What? Come on, bro. There's no reason for that. So it kind of sparked that song the inner me. You know what I mean? I said it started that spark of that song. But the song evolved throughout time, you know, it really evolved. I like where it's at now because it's a metaphoric song. If you listen to the words, and I'm trying to put the words out on Instagram so that people understand the words, because it's important. It's not just about, hey, you put out a record, I want people know the words. The words are very important. If you have a song and people don't know the words, I'm like, oh, I'm going to a Ziggy Marley concert. Oh, yeah, it's reggae music.
It's having fun.
The words are important, so I'm trying to focus on the words. Yeah, that song, it have great meaning, but it's done in a very happy way, you know, which I like. Because I'm a happy person, I'm really not a negative or down person or a sad person, really. So that song reflect that, but it really dealing with something serious where we need to not encourage that or condone it or turn a blind eye to it or rewrite the history of it or think it don't exist or all type of stupidness. It's real and it's a killer.
Yeah.
You understand?
I mean, man, aren't you preaching? But I feel like, do you ever think about the way other people process your songs completely different to maybe what your intention was? Because I feel like a lot of times I'm talking to artists and they'll be like, I was writing this song about this, but my audience took it and ran with it for what it meant to them. Do you think about that when you're creating?
No, I don't think about it, but it happened and it's good. That's where it's supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Cause it become the audience music and their experience and what them can get out of it. Because I write from my, you know, my heart, my mind, my soul, my spirit. The spirit is connected to everything and everyone still. Your experience will tell you what the song means to you. That's why when people ask me, sometimes the question, you know, why you write, what does this song mean? I'm very reluctant to tell you what the song means. Because I don't want the song to mean what it means to me, mean to you. I want it mean to you what it means to you. It don't matter what it means to me. Just figure out what it means to you. So those are the things I like to hide. Like, I'm not telling you what the song is about or what it means to me. You tell me what it means to you or how you hear it. You know, and then maybe later on down the road I'll tell you what it means to me. But initially I want people just what it means to them, you know. But yeah, I still have to answer sometimes though.
I mean, listen, I love how that you're also seeding out the lyrics and stuff because that's important, I think, a lot of times for people to take in the meaning of songs like that. But you already said you don't play your song for your family. So when the fans are kind of downloading all this for the first time, processing it, is there anything you're nervous that they're gonna hear or nervous about that was really personal to you? Like, I don't know how they're gonna feel about this part of this song.
I've done that before, but like my writing kind of, you see people, they don't expect certain things of you. So if they don't expect to see me at I don't know, a heavy metal concert. So they're not even looking to say, oh, that's, because they don't expect. So there's things in songs that people don't expect to come from me or to have meaning that they're not picking up on because of the idea that they have of me or of anyone else. So they're blind to certain things. And it's done very sneakingly too. When I was in school, that's what I like about English, writing. Telling stories, metaphors, and doing things that is not just in your face, but you have to kind of like, there's deeper things to, you know, there's always layers. I like that idea from just a educational perspective where I come from, of writing. I like layers, I like metaphors, I like poetry, I like things that have meaning, that you're saying something but you're not saying it, but what it means that, you know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of that in the songs, you know.
Well, what's an artist, when you're talking about metaphors, that you admire their metaphors and their writing style?
Well, I tell you some artists for me, like, like Marvin, Gaye. My father do a lot of that. But sometimes it's not, cause like an artist like Miles Davis. I remember when I was doing an album, because I'm always, as I say, my search, I was going to do an album. But I was sure I want to do something different, I don't want the same thing. Then one of my friends them say, all right, yo, check out Miles Davis' Bitches Brew. Sometimes it's not just about the metaphors within the words, but there's metaphors within the instrumentation too. I listen to music as a whole, and I'm not very specific on people and names and all that. I'm just not like that. The classic guys I'm like Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, my father, that me know. But in terms of like for specific, I said, this guy over here, I don't listen to music like that. I just suck everything up like this.
It's just absorbing it all.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm not paying attention to what you look like or what your name is. I'm just hearing that and it's just soaking into my consciousness, you know?
And then you talked about your live shows too, so I want to know like what is the vibe coming to see you and what may change now that BrightSide is out?
No, the vibe, we just do a show in Ireland. I was listening back to the recording of the show because I want to see how it sounds and how it feels. But it feel like a party. Thank you to everyone who came out to see us on tour. We had a great time. It feel like a party, but the words them, oh yeah. You understand me, sir? And that's the thing. I want to push some tempos up a little bit and fix a few things, but it feel like a party. But the words them, and I think that capture people's attention really a lot now, because I think people are listening more now to the words. And when them come my show, them I listen to. We can see them and listen. Because they're not used to that. Them not used to listening to them used to just, them phone, but I think the words are getting through, and I think 432 hertz have something to do with it too. The frequency that we're playing to them. There's a difference that I see in the audience since we started the 432 hertz. It's just me, but I notice certain things,
That scares me so much when you say you look at the audience and you notice something different, because I feel like that's something that we in the audience don't think about a lot of times, that you guys are watching us. Like we're watching you.
Yeah, man,
so like
what
do you notice about the audience? Like do you watch to see how people are reacting to things, and if they leave and come back during the song, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, every now and again. You have to keep your eye open, see what's going on out there. Yeah, man, I see when people feel it. And then sometimes you can't tell because they're like this. Are they listening or what? So you don't know. Some people are dance, some people are crazy, maybe one drunk guy acts stupid or whatever. But you notice the people, man. You kind of pick up on some of them vibes too, and try share some vibe with them visually, Because most of the times, really, I don't know. I like when I sing with my eyes open. But most of the time I close my eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most of the time I close my eyes. Because like sometimes you don't want to get distracted, you don't want other distractions with, what go on in us. So.
I'm sure you've been asked this question before, but I feel like I have to ask you, like, what's the coolest person or the one of the best memories you've had of like sharing a smoke or a spliff with somebody?
I'm a brother, man.
Your brother?
Yeah, my brother. Come and share with anybody. It's a spiritual thing, someone really share.
Oh, I actually love that. I think that's really cool. It's like personal to you.
Yeah, man. It's not a.
Because I feel like everybody has like a Snoop Dogg smoking story. Yeah. Everybody smoked with this guy. You're like, not me.
No. It's different. We come from a different place with it, And that discipline I've had from ever since, and I just keep that discipline. Because it means more to me. And I grew up seeing it meaning more on a spiritual level. Because we used to see, when we go to the ceremonies, Rasta ceremonies, with the drum beating and the spiritual songs, and then the herb smoking, and it's an ancient thing. It's an ancient thing, So we have to respect. I respect that, and I try to keep that in that way, as much as I can.
And then, of course, outside of the music, let's talk a little bit about what else you got going on. Your foundation and hurricane relief. How important is that to you?
Yeah, it's a part of who we are. It's not that is important to me. That is who I am, just like anything else. It's all a manifestation of how I was brought up by my parents, and where I was brought up in Jamaica, and how I grew up, and what I saw while I was growing up, coming from, when I was growing up, we saw so much different class. Like we went through, we started poor, then went to middle class, then we had a big house on the hill. Yeah,
You've had the whole experience.
yes, we went through all of that phases, but we never lose sight of where we're coming from, and that we must always give back to help people who need. And we've been doing that before we have an organization. But Urge is a foundation that we set up officially, and we focus on kids, children, education, healthcare. Because back in the day, we used to just give people money sometimes. Hey, Ziggy, you need something? All right, here, see a couple, go build a thing, or. But after a while, I didn't see any progress in that. So I have to kind of think and say, what I really want to do, or how we are going to do this thing the right way. So we say, the best thing is let us still do some of that, because that is just a street. But let's focus on children. The hope of everything is within the children. The hope of everything on earth is within the children. So what kind of children are we bringing into the world in the next 20 years or whatever? This is where we have to influence. We want a better world. We don't want a world like what we're living in today. War and all of this stupidness going on. We don't want, no. So we have to try and speak to children and give them the right foundation, education, health care, the right treatment, treat children the right way. The forward-looking thing, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The children.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to,
Is that it? What advice you would give to other people that are trying to navigate this extremely difficult time in the world, as far as what they can do to center themselves, but also feel like they're contributing?
The greatest thing you can do is love one another. That is the greatest thing you can do. If you can love one another, you have 99% of the war battle finished.
I mean, it's so funny that you say that, though, but it's so simple. But can you imagine how many people don't love? I think what bothers me the most about looking at the climate right now, right? Let's be real. I look at things and I go, the killing, the murdering, all this stuff. Can you just imagine if you thought about it on a human level? We're humans.
Yeah.
Think about the life that is lost. Over fighting for what? Money, power, all these things don't exist, but love is real. And if you just thought about loving these families, these people, I feel like everything would stop.
Yeah, man, listen, we have, it's a politics still, but I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, leadership. And this is not just here in America, it's the world. The whole world is the whole world. The other night, I'll tell you a joke. The other night, I was just saying to me, I was saying, if somebody asks me a question, how to make the world better, you know what I'm going to say? Turn the world over to women. Let women take leadership. Let women be the leader of every country on earth. Let women take over every leadership. Honestly, that's the only thing I can think of right now. I don't see any other way.
But you're so right. But the truth is right there.
Yo, honestly, bro, come on, man.
Oh man, gosh.
I don't see. Honestly, that is the realest solution we can see right now.
Ziggy, you just spoke the truth.
Bro. You understand?
That's the real right there, my man.
Let's go.
And then, lastly, so with the project, is there anything else you want to say about it, or what you want people to take away from this you going back into music right now?
It's emotional and mental relief. I want to try to give, I try to give myself, I hope people use BrightSide as that too. Again, but there's also consciousness in it. So yeah, it's the bright side. There's so much. All we hear about now is negativity. Negativity. Everything on the news, everything is bad. But we are making say, make sure you keep your mind free so that energy don't keep you oppressed. That you can free yourself to have joy and have love and have a bright side. Because there's never one side to a thing. There's never one side. There's never just war and evil and thing. No. There's always two sides to the story. There's a bright side of the story too. So we could try put some energy into making sure our mind stay on a bright side of the thing. And so that me really feel like we have some serious things to talk about still, but it doesn't matter, we're still living on the bright side,
Oh, thanks for bringing me to the bright side. It's always an honor to hang out with you. Thank you so much.
It's big, yeah, man.
Of course.
Yeah, man.